I'm going to be building a bench out of inexpensive lumber for our balcony, and our balcony has some restrictions. The railing is quite high, and so you can't see over that very easily unless the bench is high enough. And the balcony is also quite narrow, so I'm going to start in SketchUp to make sure that I get all of that correct before I start cutting any lumber. So let's get started. Although the lumber is roughly straight, the surface quality is pretty poor. So I am going to go ahead and flatten two sides and run it through the thickness planer just to clean it up and make my finishing work a little bit easier, and also ensure that all the parts are the same thickness and as flat as they can be. I decided to use dominoes for this project, primarily because I don't use my domino that often, and I think this is potentially a really good opportunity and a really good option. I'll be using pretty thick dominoes, 2 on each joint, with a lot of glue. For some visual appeal, I've added 2 curves to the bench, and so I'm just going to make a template for that, mark that out, cut that on the bandsaw, and then I'll use the template to trim to that curve. And here I'm just applying the template to the piece using some double-sided carpet tape, and then we'll run that through the router. I also need to add a taper to the lower part of the legs and a taper for the back. And I'm going to be breaking all of the corners on every single piece with a nice big chamfer. It will be difficult to get to those inside edges after it's all glued up, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some finish now. Now that the sub-assemblies are all dry, I need to extend that curve on that front board that I put on earlier, so I'll go ahead and finish that now. Although I tried to avoid using screws throughout this project, I am going to go ahead and use some stainless steel screws for the bench slats. I just think that will be the strongest and will last the longest as well. And I'm just going to touch up around those screw holes to make sure that they are also well protected.